All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media, fastest 15 minutes anywhere. And my name is Judson Powell. All right, let's get into it. Got to, of course, man, it's just like there's so much crazy stuff going on, and I've got divine instructions on how to deal with all this stuff. So it doesn't really, a lot of this stuff that's going on right now doesn't really bother me. But what bothered me yesterday the most was the events that happened in Tennessee. And they literally ousted two two um, members of the Tennessee State House because they were supporting some children that came there to protest, and they were protesting about gun violence, and they were protesting about the things that that particular legislative body was actually bringing up. They were like all into this stuff about what is it, drag shows and transgender people and all that kind of stuff. But remember, they're making these laws to take rights away from people. They're not making laws to help people with their civil rights. They're making and passing laws to take away people's civil rights and to take people's the things. Look, the things that the people want, they don't want to give it because they get money. And so I'm a, and the reason the gun lobbies in this country should be done away with. The reason why we can't get none of this stuff done is because all of these guys, they're in bed with the gun lobby. And for all of y'all that don't know how lobbying works, basically is a whole bunch of guys and girls. They come up there and they talk to the Congress people. They give them all kinds of lavish gifts and trips, as we've heard about Clarence Thomas taking trips and gifts and all that kind of stuff. And he can be impeached. Don't get the game twisted. Clarence Thomas, you can impeach Supreme Court justices. And my suggestion is to go ahead and just pack the court. Get rid of Clarence Thomas, pack the court, put two more justices on there, and so that you have a super majority, and bam, it's all over. With these state things, we're talking about Florida, we're talking about Texas, we're talking about Mississippi, we're talking about Tennessee. Those are the states so far that I can name off. Well, we should have an economic boycott against all those states. And we also need to hit up these corporations that also operate within those states. There's no reason why we should be giving you money to dog us out and to and that's against the people. Those are duly elected officials. Duly elected officials. They weren't there because they stole something, or they snuck in the back door or something like that. They were elected to serve the people, and that's what they were doing. If you are elected to serve the people, you can. And if I was them, I would sue the hell out of the state of Tennessee. I would be filing. Look, I would file every kind of lawsuit that I could. Every cause of action that I could bring towards them, I would bring it. Just bring it. And I would like to right now just say that I support those two gentlemen, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson. At first I thought it was the same person. They keep messing up. They keep messing this one guy's last name up or whatever. But hopefully I didn't mess it up. But I'm just letting you know, we need to get it needs to be a full Florida. I forgot Florida. Got to throw Florida in there too. Full all out economic boycott. Georgia, throw Georgia in there too. All of these states that are trying to bring back Jim Crow and passing all these anti-people legislation. Who are you working for? Who are you working for? See, they got the game twisted. And let me right now put everybody up on game. It's like they work for us. There should be a concerted effort to get all of those people out of office. And now here's the other thing. The people that live in those states, and I'm referring to people that live in those states, you need to organize and you need to register everybody you can to vote, and you need to vote those people out, especially that one legislator, and I can't remember his name. It started with the O, but I'll go find it later. But he was on the elevator with Brother Jones and told him that he was a disgrace to the body, to that legislative body, and all these other different types of things that was going on. So we know 100% that he just voted this guy out, not because he did anything wrong. He voted the guy out just because he was black. There was no other reason to do this to these people. And they had the one white lady up there, and and she's like a 60 some year old white lady. They didn't vote to oust her from the legislature. So we know that it's clearly racially motivated. And when you have things like this that are clearly racially motivated, then it needs to be handled. I understand that Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, is going or is there. I think she's probably there, or she went. I don't know, because I haven't been able to check up, but I know she was on the way there in order to greet these two gentlemen and to offer any assistance that she could, and just to show that it's not the type of thing that the country does. It's the type of thing that is not indicative of what the United States should be. And this is also an affront to democracy. So you mean to tell me you vote people in and they just get rid of them for no reason? No, and the other thing is, there was no formal charges, nothing like that. And then look how fast they did that. So y'all mean to tell me y'all can't work on no gun control legislation? Y'all can't work on some universal health care? Y'all can't work on some people getting services that they actually need? Y'all don't have nothing else better to do? And y'all should have been helping those children. Y'all just embarrassed yourselves in front of those children, because whatever, that's history. It's gonna go down in history. This is gonna be talked about, long after I'm dead and gone. It's history. And people are gonna look at that history and go, what the hell was going on? What were y'all doing? Why would y'all do something like this? Even if you're a racist, and I was talking to my wife the other day, and we were talking about, like, Ronald Reagan was probably the most racist president that we ever had. But we didn't know it because these dudes, to say, that's what I always said about Trump. It's like if Trump acted presidential, he would probably still be in office right now. But he doesn't act presidential. He doesn't act with class and dignity, and he doesn't carry himself with class and dignity and with respect. He doesn't carry himself like that. And that's the problem. And now that they're doing all this stuff, they think that these are the things to do, and all it is tit for tat. Because they're mad, and that's another thing. They're mad about Trump. The Trumpians, the followers, because he still got all of that little Bible Belt area. He still got people up in there that's hoping that he's gonna run in 2024 and that he's gonna win the 2024 election. You got Lindsey Graham on live television crying, begging people to donate to Trump's legal defense fund. And by the way, he got $5 million in one time for the Trump legal defense fund. Really? And this man is supposed to be a billionaire, but y'all on TV begging for money? What don't seem right about that? Don't, it's just something ain't right about it. Something ain't right about it. We've been hoodwinked, we've been bamboozled, run amok, led astray, all of that. And they weren't even fighting. And the funny thing about this whole thing is the two Justins, I think that's a good thing. The two Justins, they were not even doing anything. It wasn't even a black-white issue. It wasn't a race issue at all. It was that these children showed up because they want the legislature to work on gun control. You don't need, look, ever since the assault rifle ban that President Clinton put into effect, right? Ever since that ban was lifted, we have had hundreds of mass shootings, and most of them have been using high velocity, high round type of rifles, assault rifles, made only and exclusively for killing people. You can't shoot an animal. You cannot shoot an animal with an AR-15. You can't. You cannot shoot an animal with an AR-15. Why? Because you're going to just rip the thing apart. And then that makes it even sicker. Why would you want to shoot somebody, even if you wanted to kill them, why would you shoot somebody to just completely annihilate and mutilate their body? Why would you do that? That's ridiculous. You don't need a gun like that to protect your house. You don't need a gun like that to protect your person. You don't need a gun like that to do anything. Except, you can't hunt with it. It's a rifle that was exclusively designed and made to kill multiple people. That's what it's for. And that's what those children were up in the gallery in the state legislature trying to get these idiots to get off of their hands and get the gun lobby out of their pockets and to pass some legislation that will ban at least assault rifles. And nobody's talking about, look, I read we have enough guns in the United States of America where everybody could have 1.5 guns. We have more guns per capita than any country on the face of the earth. We have more people incarcerated, in prison, in jail for gun crimes than any country on the face of the earth. And you have what your boy described as shithole countries that have universal health care, that have gun control, that have free education, all of these things. But these legislatures in this country, including our own Congress, they just can't get it together. But they can do everything to do all of this partisan stuff. They do it all the time. And whatever, just like they were like going to ban TikTok. And what happened? There was, within a week, there was a hearing. And who the hell cares about banning TikTok? You mean you care more about banning TikTok than you do about children learning in classrooms? And then you don't want every book, y'all banning books, y'all doing all of this stuff. Look, This stuff has to end, but we need to have an economic boycott against all of those states. Anything that's produced, made, or whatever, we don't buy it no more. Fastest 15 minutes is up. I'm hot as fish grease. Really, I am. I love y'all.